Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas, and it looks like we're going to have rain. So, for those of you that may not want rain, we want rain here because we are always in stage 2 water restrictions. If you ever want to know what that's about, just ask me and I'll tell you, right? Because you don't want to go there. So, today it is Simply Zinnia. This is the last day that we're doing this set. So, if you like it and you want the free class to go, you just have to go online and make a purchase of $35 under the code that I have right there for you. And I also have it in the message and stuff underneath. So with that, let's go down the hands. We'll see what we already made, and then we'll see what we're going to make today. All right, let's do this. It's a beautiful day for us because we're going to have some rain. So these are the cards we have already made. And this is the one we're going to make today, and plus we're going to make another one. So you get a total of 5 when you get the free class to go kit, and everything you need is with the kit. All right? So let me set these aside, and I'm going to change colors, and I'm going to show you the difference in colors. This one here I did in Blackberry Bliss. I don't know if you can see how it's blackberry looking it is. And I used Lemon Lolly, and then I used the DSP paper from the Simply Zinnia. All right? So let's do this. So now I'm going to change it out on you. This one here, I have got Mossy Meadow, and I still have the Lemon Lolly, and I've got this here so we can do something just a little bit different than what I did on the other one. All right, this is very simple. So we set this aside, and we're gonna put these on here. All we're gonna do is these are 1 7/8 by 2.5, so it's basically a 3 3/4 by 5 that we've cut into quarters. And the reason why it's simple is because we got to do is just lay them out where we want them, and we're going to fold them back on the corners, all right? So let me just do this for you. So get it sort of lined up like you want it. So you have to cut it just a little bit smaller than this 4 by 5 1/4 Lemon Lolly so that you can spread them apart, right? So all we're going to do is I'm going to take a ruler. For me, it was easier for a ruler, and I can easily line it up here. And you can also line it up on the pieces of paper. We have paper, grid paper too, that has this. So all I'm going to do is take it, like I said, this is 1 7/8. So I don't make up all the numbers. The bottom line is taking everything and divide it by 2, right? So if this is 5 inches, we divide it in 2. So that makes this 2.5 in height. And then this was 3 3/4 when it was all together, and half of 3 3/4 is 1 7/8. So sometimes I know myself, I'm like, do we have to really do these sizes like this? And it's like, well, I don't make it up, right? So like this one here, I'm just going to fold it over on this line right here. And I'm just going to make a triangle, okay? So now if you're not sure whether you can do a straight line or not, then fine, take a ruler. So I've taken a ruler and I've lined it up right here where I wanted to go with it. And I'm just going to use my ruler as my straight edge, all right? So we're going to do these 4 times. Now, I would tell you, I did do a little goof the first time, and that is you want to make sure all your stuff's going to come into the inside, right? So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to line it up on this paper here. Now, I did eyeball it the first time, and if you're a person that likes to eyeball it and that's it, that's fine. But I wanted to show you another way, right? It's all about giving you tips and tricks as well. So if you're a person that just can't fold straight, that is okay. Then just go and do like I'm doing right now, okay, and use a ruler. So now I need to make sure that when I fold this, I need this corner here to come over, right? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to line it up here. And I'm going to put my ruler here to help me keep straight. Now, if you folded it wrong, that's okay, right? I have to tell you, the first time I did it, I folded it incorrectly. And I had to go back and do it again. And it was okay. The roll didn't end. You can see that the sun is still up, right? So this one here, I'm going to do this corner here. So this will be a little different. But I'm still going to line it up, right? So I'm just going to shift it. On my grid here, I was using this, and I was using this as here. So I'm just going to swap it over right here. And I'll still use this here as my lineup. So you just want to make sure, like I said. So one of the ones I had done earlier, when I made my other one, I sat there and did the corner wrong. They wouldn't, I didn't have 4 corners here in the middle. And so I had to go back and just refold another edge, right? Because you're going to glue it down, so you're not going to see it that much other. But this is just for, so see here, if we look at this here, this one looks like it's a little off compared to the rest, right? So all I'm going to do is take it, and I'm just going to move it over a nudge, right? That's it. I'm just going to move it over a nudge. We'll see how it looks lined up. but it's just really simple, right? And you're going to have a neat, cute little look here. Okay, so there we go. So we're just going to use our adhesive and put this down. So you do have to put these little flaps down, right? Now, I actually did this earlier and it worked. Amazing. Instead of getting out my silicone pad, I'll just use my hand. Go figure, right? So I'm just going to anchor these down, and then we're going to anchor the pieces down. And we're just going to stamp a sentiment in the center, and we're pretty much almost done, right? So this is just like we have pretty paper. Looky there. Don't ask me why that works, but it does. Okay, so we're just going to put our squares on here, and we're going to stamp in the middle. And then our card's done. So this is just an easy way you get beautiful paper. Now, did I have to really think real hard about the color of paper and all? No. All I did was I went to the back of, so you can do this on any designer series paper. If you go on back of what it comes in, right? The packaging comes in. On back of it, you will see, it'll give you recommended colors to coordinate, right? So the design teams have colors they've color coordinated, right? So they've got them on there so that you can go and you don't really have to think real hard. You can pick those colors. You don't have to use those colors, right? But it's there to, if you're a person like me this morning, I was trying to say, okay, well, I did one in Blackberry Bliss. Well, I'm going to do one in the green. What color greens do they recommend? So they recommended Mossy Meadow. And they actually also recommended Old Olive. But I liked the Mossy Meadow today. And it's got a very light green in here, too. So that could be used as well. But I wasn't going to do that. You can see that on the next card we make here. And again, I'm just lining it up. It doesn't take that much effort, right? You know, if you want to sit there and use a ruler or something, guide yourself, that's fine too. Many a times I eyeball, right? Okay, and then we're just going to stamp a sentiment right here in the middle. And I'm trying to line it up as good as I can, eyeballing it, right? Because for me, I'm always, and I see it looks just a smidgen off there. See how it looks a smidgen off? So all I'm going to do is take this off, and I'm just going to lift it. And I'm just going to lift it over a smidgen. A smidgen for me is just like, I don't know if you can even measure it. I don't know if it would be measured. But I'm just going to measure it over just a little, right? To keep it straight. Okay? And same thing here. I'm just going to take this over just a smidgen, again, right? So, if you get it off a little bit, just take it and move it a smidgen. Okay? Alright, because nobody's going to give you a grade. You're giving it to somebody. Now, the only thing is I've done differently. I'm going to do differently this than I did the first one. I'm actually going to stamp on a circle here out of the Stylish Dies. And I was going to stamp this here. I'm looking for my inks. I put the ink over here. So yeah, so the big determination for me is this, whether I was going to use this color or the green. I think I'm going to stick with the green. And on the next one, I'll use the Melon Mambo, right? So I have two blocks. Yeah, this one right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this. And then we'll put it on right there. All right, we'll close this up here. So I have mine just color coordinating, right? And then from here, it's just a matter, I'm going to put this up on some dimensionals. I have some small dimensionals handy, so I'm going to use them. And then we can put some embellishment on here if we want. So the small dimensional, right, when you're looking at this, it's just going to not give it quite the height of a regular dimensional, but it's still going to give it height, right? And so we have choices. I have these little flowers that I really like. We'll see how we like them. We didn't use them on the other. See, and we're just going to lift this right here. And so really and truly, if it wasn't exactly perfect, I don't think whoever you give this to is going to like be grading you and doing that. But if they do, I would tell them like my mother-in-law would tell her son. And that is, if you haven't made your own homemade card yet, handmade card, then you don't have the right to critique, right? Until I get to critique what you've made. So you have to go make something first so I can critique it. But I have to tell you, most people are so thankful and grateful. Number one, you've given them a card, right? Number two, they're grateful that you actually made a card by hand and gave it to them. So, that you thought of them. I tell you what, I sent out, gosh, I think it's like right at 30 Easter cards. Now I'm gonna use these because these will match real nice with this. I'm not sure the yellow will. If you're on there, you can tell me if you like the yellow or not. I do have some. I did on the other one. I used dragonflies. See, I just thought it'd be a nice touch to put some flowers on here. Okay, with the flowers. I don't know. That's just me today, right? It's gonna rain, so hey. So there you go. So I'm just gonna put some on here. And actually, it's easier if you just put the dot of glue where you want it to go than it is to try to glue the flower and stick it down there. Let me see if I can get this off. If not, let me get another one. This one might be almost gone. They actually might both be almost gone. Oop. Okay, so that's a lot more than I was anticipating. All right, let's just get it on here though. Yes, I do. I lick my fingers, right? Because that's what we do. It's just how we were taught a long time ago to do things. Same thing with threading a needle or anything else. So I do the same thing. And see how just adding some flowers is going to give it a nice little touch. I'm going to do the same thing there. In fact, I'm just going to use the extra glue I have on my finger. That's not going to go away until it dries and I can peel it off. All right, and I'm just going to throw one more down here. Just to add a third, right? So we add odd numbers. So we can do that, right? Okay, there we go. And we have our card made. That's just a very simple card. Here's the first one I did in Blackberry Bliss. And you can see I just changed out the colors and how it can be, it just looks a little different when you change out colors, right? And I sat there and added a tag there too. All right, so let's do the next card. The next card is another easy card. Okay, and so I always have Safari punched out. Oh yeah, let's get glue all over the place. Okay, and so we're doing with this one. Actually, I went back to basics here. As I've told you, done in the past, I made these little cards as guidelines so I can see about what height or size I want, and I just do them in quarter increments. These are just very easy to do. If you're never sure about sizes, it's a good way to get a visual for you, right? Okay. So, I'm going to use my ruler to clean out. Ooh, that was an awful sound. Okay, get that out of the way. All right, so that's what I use. So let's do this. So this is beautiful paper, right? So this is just what I showed you, 3.5 by 4 3/4. Well, when I cut off the remaining at the bottom here, right, I ended up with a piece that I could divide in half. So this piece here is, okay, so this one here is half and a 4. So this is an 8. So this is 5/8 of an inch. I feel like I'm sewing now. Okay, because everything's right. And then 3.5 inches, right? Because this is what this is across 3.5 inches. So actually, this was the whole piece, and I cut it in half because I wanted to use it, right? When we have beautiful paper, we always want to use it. So I just am going to line it up right here, and I'm putting this down here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this is just the leftover piece, right? I wanted it 3.5 by 4 3/4. So what you see in the green is the leftover piece after I did a 3 3/4, 3.5 by 6, right? And I just cut the leftover piece in half. So we're just gonna put this right down right here, and I'm just gonna adhere it down because the actual zinnias, I am actually going to put that up on dimensionals. Okay, I'll use my hand again. See if that system still works. It does. Don't ask me why, but hey, I'm in for anything that's quick and easy. So I'm just going to set this right here. So I'm actually sort of centering this, right? Because I want it to center in between the DSP that I have. And I put this here. So it allows you to use, right? I don't know about you, but when I have beautiful paper, it's like we don't want to lose any bit of it. We like to want to use every last piece of it. So this is just a great way to do that, right? Otherwise, I'd have a small scrap left over. All right, let's put this here, and then I'm going to turn around. Like I said, I'm just going to put this up on dimensionals, like right here. So let's do that. I'm going to use my larger ones for this one. Right? So it's just something that's quick and easy to do. You know, and some days, you know, for me, example, I'm always in need of birthday cards and thank you cards. Birthday cards and thank you cards. So I have 0 birthday cards right now, unless I go get a kit and make some, which I have done that. And my thank you cards are down to 0 too, right? So I do like to send out thank you cards and birthday cards. This one's, I got it off a little bit. So, that's what I'm making today. I'm just making some oh, happy day. I really like to do for a couple of things. I will tell you, I've even used the Holy Cow one because it can use them for a variety of things. Especially like right now, I have someone that is graduating from college. Now, the flowers wouldn't look for them, right? But, it's always about creating and think about who you're going to use it for. If you don't know who you're going to use it for, then just save it until you're ready to use it, and then do your tag or whatever you want to do, okay? So mine's birthday wishes, because I got birthdays coming up in April and in May, right? So this would easily make a nice Mother's Day card or birthday. All right, so I'm going to show you 2 different things. I'm going to show you this trick right here. So the easiest way, so I couldn't decide if I wanted the pink. Actually, it's Melon Mambo, thank you. And this is actually Granny Apple Green. So I wasn't sure because I really like the green, but I think I'm going to go with the Melon Mambo. So this is a punch, and all I've done, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut this in half. Now, I'm not going to worry. I could have done this with my paper trimmer, but I'm just going to use my scissors because the bottom line is you're not going to see it anyway, right? You're just going to see the edge of it. All right. And so we're just going to, I'm going to put some adhesive here. And so this is just going to go on the back side of this. And so we're just going to lift it just a little, okay? So when I get through, it's going to look like I've really done a super fantastic job of putting 2, oh, I've got it backwards, 2 of these together, and it makes it look like we have something else that we've got making this, and the truth of the matter is it's just we're splitting it, right? To give the extra color in the background. Okay? So we got this here, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side. It doesn't matter, right? Because like I just thought it did on the wrong side, but it didn't matter because it's solid cardstock. So all you got to do is just flip it over, even if you made a mistake. All right, so again, we're just going to take this right here and add it right like that. It's just going to give it a nice little finish. Let's see here. Well, actually, I should have done it to this one, right? But that's okay. All right, it's a good thing I had a backup for a backup. All right, so I'm just going to put this on here since I messed up. See, that was one I had done Happy Valentine's on. But nobody's going to know unless you watch the video, because I'm fixing to cover it up. Because I was too busy talking versus paying attention to what I'm doing. So I don't know about you. Does that happen often? If you're not paying attention, you're too busy talking and you mess up? Yeah. All right, let me pull it back just a little bit. Because it's nice off a little bit. And I want to get it right? Otherwise, it means I'm going to take this other off and put it back there. So, yep. So unless you watch and know, you won't know I even made the mistake or did anything incorrect here. Sort of like fabric or anything else. Just give everything a little nudge to make it happen. All right, so from here, I'm just going to put this on here and we're going to put some embellishments. And that is just how easy this is to make a beautiful card, right? So you can see it back there off a little bit, but it's okay. You know it, I know it, but the person receiving it is not going to realize it, right? So we're just going to take this off. And I do need a little bit more on this end here, right? It's the same thing with dimensional. Nobody's going to look and say, oh, she used a piece of the stuff around the corner, right? Again, everybody's just going to look at the card. And I'm just going to put this right down here so the flowers are like they're all around it. And you can see how good the colors really mix in here. And from here, I've also got some ribbon that I was going to put down here at the bottom. So we're just going to make a bow. Yeah, so somebody told me if I would just leave it on the spool, right? And I make a bow, just make it and it just saves from wasting ribbon. It's not like I have lack of ribbon, right? If you're like me, I have ribbon. I have ribbon to wrap packages. I have ribbon just about for anything. So, alright. So I'm just going to tighten it up there. Trim it. And we're just going to put it right down here. Alright. Just to give a little sparkle to somebody on their birthday. Actually, I'm prepared to use two if I need to use two. Should just need one, but we'll use it just in case. And then I also have some birds as well as see if I can get that down there. Okay, I have some birds as well as, let me turn that just off a little bit there. Alright, so we have dragonflies and some birds. Let me show them to you because those are our choices. I might want that just a little bit lower. There we go. Alright, it's just determined to get in the way of my birthday. Okay, it's okay. Alright, let's get the dragonflies. We do have sequins, but I wanted to put a bird, okay? Alright, so it's just taking these off, and I'm just going to put one right here. Now put another one right here. Let's change this. So I'm just going to turn it just a little bit, right? So you can turn them any way you want to, do whatever you want to. I'll put the birds there, and I'll put one more just so we have our odd numbers, and I'll put one up here. Okay, and you can put butterflies too, right? Any of those kind of things would work really nicely. Still dinking with my bow. Alright, so there we go. So we have our birthday card. And so here's the other two cards. Let me just clean some of this out of the way so you can see. So I can get some of it out of the way. Alright, so here are the cards we created today. Move that out of the way too. Alright, so here's the card we created today. And this is the one I created previously, just so I can show you different colors, and just by adding an additional right here, that we've got an tag right here lifted. And then we also have this here that we've actually just used the beautiful paper and created this. And then here are the previous ones we made from last week, right? So all 5 of these would be in your free kit to go, plus another bonus surprise. So I hope you enjoyed that, right? It's about how can we sit up there. Sometimes we need to make things quick and easy, right? And other times we like to do more than quick and easy. But they're all beautiful no matter what. And we all know that we're going to give them away to somebody. And that's the important thing, right? So with that, go out there, create, share, and give. And if you're not following us here on Facebook, we'd love for you to follow us not only here and share it with your friends, but also follow us on YouTube and Instagram. We post our videos on YouTube and our cards on Instagram too. So with that, be blessed. I look forward to seeing you next week on Keep It Simple or Stepping Up, where we'll do something new, right? So the 1st to the 15th is something new, and the 16th through the end of the month is something new as well too. So be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next week with Keep It Simple or Step It Up. Bye.